We laugh.
Hello, my name is Danie, the Juiceologist, and I want to say welcome to my very first podcast. This is going to be a podcast series. We will air it monthly. So once again, welcome to Mindset Matters and More with Danie, the Juiceologist.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be a good idea to come on and talk about the importance of mindset on our health, wellness, fitness journeys, and obviously, because I am the juiceologist, the benefits, the magnanimous benefits of juicing. So that's the type of material you can expect to see on our monthly podcast. We'll be introducing some guests eventually from different areas, all again related to health, wellness, and fitness. But I thought that our very first segment should be Get to Know Danie. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about me, and then we'll make some marvelous juice.
And
I'll share this recipe with you.
What are we making today, Danie? What are we making
we
today?
are going to make a powerful anti-inflammatory juice, and the name of it is mindfulness. And so before we get started with that, I just, like I said, wanted to give you the opportunity to get to know Danie. And so, for those of you who don't know me, I absolutely am a health enthusiast. I love the benefits that juicing gives me. I love the adrenaline and the power and just the results of working out. I do my best to try to eat a clean diet and just have a healthy and holistic lifestyle. These are things that I practice in my everyday life. And so this journey for me started some years ago. Actually, I was overweight. I had an injury from working out, lifting too heavy in the gym. And so I had kind of stopped working out and was in a relationship and got comfortable. And I gained like a lot of weight. And honestly, it's a part of my story. There are some things that we share and that we talk about that don't always feel good to talk about. And so, like, this is one of them. At my heaviest weight, I was 230 pounds. And some of you remember me then, but that, of course, was a progression. And it was a journey. I would go up, I would lose a little bit, and then I would go back up. But at my heaviest weight, I was actually 230 pounds. And so, I remember not being able to do some of the physical activities that I was used to doing. So, I always tell people that, like, deep inside, I believe I'm an athlete. And it was really difficult for me as I began to hold this weight. It was really difficult for me to just participate in some of the things that I enjoyed. It was really difficult for me to do some of the things that were required, like, walking up the stairs. It requires something completely different than it does from, like, jogging down the street. And so things like walking up the stairs winded me. I didn't have the flexibility to move the way that I wanted to. Of course, it affected my self-esteem. I couldn't wear what I wanted to. I had to shop in the stores that cater to heavier women, and that was something, that didn't make me feel my best about myself. But the ultimate issue was when I went to my doctor, and the doctor ran the series of tests and came back and told me that I was entering the pre-diabetic range. And by education, I am a healthcare professional. I'm a speech language pathologist. And having said that, I've worked in healthcare settings. And I also have parents who, of course, have aged and were aging at this time. And I always said that I was going to age without having to take any medications, right? That I was going to age and continue to be healthy, active, and fit. And so it was very, very shocking and disheartening, obviously, when I got this news, because for me, that meant two things. The first thing that it meant was that if I'm diagnosed with diabetes, I'm going to have to take medication. Um, and I didn't want to take medication. I didn't want to spend my money in the pharmaceutical industry. So that was the first thing. The second thing is that having the background that I have, I knew that a diagnosis of diabetes is a lot of times the beginning of the rest of the organs beginning to fail. And so I didn't want either one of those things to happen. And so I began to be more proactive in taking care of not just my outsides, but about my insides. And this is why mindset matters, because I was at one of the lowest places in my life at that time emotionally. Um, Living in a home, that I didn't own. There were issues in the relationship that I was in. And so I really was just at a low point emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And I had been introduced to juicing a little bit prior to that and was kind of doing it intermittently in my life. And at this point, I started to take charge. I understood even back then, and I understand on a deeper level now, that there is no disconnection from our mind, our bodies, and our spirit. When one of them is not where it should be optimally, it affects all the other areas. We're a fully integrated being. There is no separation. You will notice that when you are eating good and when you are working out, when you're feeding yourself intellectually and you're feeding yourself spiritually, you just have a more vibrant glow about you, and you just enjoy a fuller life. Likewise, when you are on the other spectrum of that and you're not working out and you are not doing anything to keep your mind sharp, engaging in any type of reading or learning some type of new material, you're not participating in whatever a spiritual program for you looks like, then life looks completely different. And so, I understand and believe that there's no separation. And so I had to really take charge of my mindset. And that is where the title of this podcast series comes from: Mindset Matters. And so I had to shift gears. I had to pivot my thinking about a lot of things and how I perceived them. And instead of trying to change everything around me, I made the decision to change myself. And so, again, this was a journey. I went up in weight, I went down. I tried a lot of different diets. None of those were sustaining. I tried different workouts. Some of them worked for me. Some of them didn't. And what I mean by that is, initially I did a lot of running and, had some knee injuries. So that was something that, over time I realized that I couldn't do those long runs. They were not good for my joints. And, in this process, and I think I mentioned having an injury, I have some arthritis, and at that time it was in the shoulder. And so there were a lot of things that I could have allowed to limit me. But instead of allowing them to limit me, I made the pivot to try a more holistic approach. And so consuming foods that were high, offering anti-inflammatory properties, and like reducing the capacity to which I tried to do certain things so that I wouldn't, cause further injury to myself. were some of the things that I had to do to just kind of shift my mindset. Going within and speaking life and goodness and health to myself, putting into place spiritual practices that really, really worked for me and kept me on the path that I needed to be on, which was to really transition what I looked like, but from the inside out. And that leads me kind of to juicing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Danie, what are you making today?
Okay, so it sounds like super producer K is ready for me to shift gears. And so I'll talk a little bit about the juice that we are going to make today. This is I spoke about the inflammation. I spoke about the arthritis in my shoulders. I spoke about the joints and, the pressure that the weight that I was carrying had on my knees. Again, I also spoke about how I did not let that stop me from doing things, but I just had to shift or pivot how they were done. And so this is a powerhouse juice that we're going to make today. I've named it Mindfulness, and its ingredients are celery. We're going to use apple. I've got some Red Delicious apple and Granny Smith apple, and we're going to use orange. We've got lemon, turmeric, ginger, and sage.
Okay.
And I just want to talk a little bit, if it's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
About some of those benefits. So
Yes,
celery is a powerhouse. It's a natural laxative. It is a natural diuretic. It's got vitamin K. It's going to help with bone health. Celery even has properties that help relax our nerves. And so this
we need that.
I'm sorry?
We need that.
Yes, we need that. Some of us are high anxiety, and so this is, celery is something, that you can consume, have in your diet that's going to help you have a more relaxing state of mind. In addition to the powerful physiological benefits that it's going to offer you. And if I didn't, inflammation is one of those. Celery also helps with blood pressure. So celery is just a powerhouse. We're all familiar with apple. We know that, apples have a 88% water. They do have sugar content, but when the sugar in fruit is different. And so, you don't want an overabundance of apples, but I would not be so concerned about the sugar content. In apples, we're going to use them in moderation. Yes. So we're going to get some fiber, vitamin C. So again, immune boosting. We're also going to get the same vitamin C. Oranges help with bone health, help with your cardiac system. And just the smell of citrus makes us feel good. So, when I juice oranges and lemons, a change just kind of takes over me. It's like when you walk in, that citrus scent, even when you're using some type of cleaner, it does something to us and helps take us to helps take us to a different place emotionally and spiritually. So I love citrus. And so this recipe also has orange in here, and I mentioned lemon. Lemon helps with weight loss. Again, vitamin C. We've also got our ginger root and our turmeric root, more antioxidants, more anti-inflammatory. And I really, want to say that like turmeric is gold. It's the golden root. So in everything that you can do, if you can add turmeric in it, you are winning. Turmeric and ginger mixed with water. Some people just steep it, and you can make with this an elixir that is good for your overall body, your entire body. So the golden root, and then we're going to add some sage leaves, and so sage is an herb. And again, like food is our medicine. And the value of juicing is that you can eat a plate of food and you will nowhere near come to receive the amount of nutrients that you're going to get by juicing these as opposed to just eating them. There's just no way. There's no way. It takes the body 6 to 8 hours to digest a meal. It takes 15 minutes for the nutrients from juice to get into your bloodstream. So, you know, man, juicing is wonderful. There's no beating it. There's a difference in juicing and blending. Maybe we'll talk about that in one of our future podcasts. But juicing is just one of the best things you can do for yourself. So going back to talking a little bit more about our sage, I've started putting sage in all of my personal juices, primarily.
Wait, Danie.
Yes,
and why have you started putting sage in your personal juices, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind. Again, anti-inflammatory. Again, antioxidants.
Okay.
But for me, sage has benefits that help the woman who is growing older in age with certain symptoms of night sweats.
Okay.
And so for me, it's like I'm adding sage in everything so that I can help be proactive. You know, I want to be able to enjoy my life and I want to continue to age gracefully. And for me, sleep is like, if you ask me what are 3, maybe 5 things that I enjoy doing, sleeping is going to make it like to the top of my list.
I'm with you.
And so I want to be able to like relax, be calm, have had a centered day, center myself for a restful sleep. And so, you know, sage is one of those, again, herbs that I've just started adding like in everything that I drink. Yes. And so those are the ingredients for our mindfulness recipe that we're going to have today. I have this cucumber sitting here, but we are not going to use the cucumber for this recipe.
It was there for decoration.
Yeah, it's like the strawberries. Yes. They're just beautiful.
Exactly.
So we've got here an omega juicer. I've got several juicers. And this one does not have any heat. There's no heat. It's not a centrifuger. It's masticating. It's got an auger. The blades are going to chop everything up, and then we're going to see it stream through. And so this juicer is a little bit noisy. So when we get to that part, I hope that you'll still be able to hear me. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and start prepping. Everything here has already been cleaned. I usually use a lemon water cleaner for cleaning my produce. And so we'll go ahead and get started. I've got my strainer here.
Okay.
And let's see.
Can you talk a little bit more about why you would want to cold press over any other type of juice preparation?
Yes. Well, as I mentioned, we are having some technical difficulties.
Oh, one moment, please.
What about this one? All the way over? Yes. All right, so excuse us. We're just going to move everything over. One more. Move it over again. Everything over. See, mindset matters. Like, things happen, and we got to shift gears. And it's just a part of life.
And it just is what it is.
We don't let it stop us. Let's see. We are not having success here.
You still got nothing?
I'm like Whitney Houston. I have nothing, nothing, nothing.
We really have nothing. All right, I gotta get over here.
We really have nothing. We have success. All right. So I'm just gonna slide everything over.
Up, slide it back. I can't see it. Well,
And I'm actually going to switch out gloves. I'm going to switch out gloves and discard these gloves. And so, all right, we are cooking, but not with Crisco. So again, we are making our mindfulness juice, and we're going to get started.
Okay, Danny, while
All
you
right.
make that, I'm going to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
It's okay. If
Okay.
you can hear me, hopefully you'll be able to hear me. So we got our. Oh, I hope the camera can
Yes, the
see.
camera can see.
It's
Yes, don't you worry.
goodness.
We got you covered.
So we're just gonna have this going in here. We got our celery.
All right, Danny, the first question I have for you is, why are you so passionate about juicing?
I am so passionate about juicing because plain and simply, um, juicing makes me feel good.
Okay.
When I have a juice, I automatically get like a surge of energy.
Okay.
Juicing affects me not just physically, but it also makes me feel good emotionally. I know that I am doing something powerfully good for my body. And lastly, I'm passionate about juicing because I promise you everything I make tastes good.
I promise you everything she makes tastes good as well because guess what? I've had several of her juices and they're amazing. So I agree with that.
Yeah, it's just good. It's good for you.
And it's delicious.
And good to you.
Yes.
And again, there's nothing better that we can do for ourselves than giving our body live food. And because there's no heat activation in this process, again, if you're using a different type of juicer, there is some heat, which kills those enzymes, and we need those enzymes. So, juicing just helps you to repair your body from, again, the inside out, or another way to say that might be, on a cellular level.
Yes.
And so there's just no beating. So I'm going to prep. We'll go with this apple. So we've got 2 apples here.
And did you have red apples and green apples?
Yep, I've got 1 red, 1 green.
And what is the difference?
Well, the red apple is going to have a higher sugar content, so
Okay.
that's one of the differences. But this juice is for me,
Gotcha.
and so because I have incorporated juicing into my life, sugar is no longer an issue for me.
Ah.
And again, there's a difference in the sugar from fruit and vegetables. So we're going to go ahead and get these apples in.
So I have another question for you, Danie. What inspires you to juice? I know you talked a little bit about your journey, but what keeps you juicing? I know you probably have a juice a day. I'm pretty sure you have a juice a day. What keeps you juicing daily?
Okay, so what inspires me to juice outside of the things that I mentioned earlier
Yes.
are to, at Danie's we have a mission, and our mission is to inspire and to educate our communities on the benefits of drinking natural juice versus those sugary and carbonated beverages that we're used to grabbing.
Yes.
Because again, the benefits are worth it, and I feel like I'm worth it, and I feel like you're worth it. And so I'm passionate about sharing not just my love for juicing, but my love for exercise, and also my love for being in touch with who it is that you really are at the core of your being. And so we are spiritual beings, and it's very important that we are in full connection and integration with ourselves.
Yes. So that leads me to my next question. How do you use juice in your spiritual life?
Okay. Before I answer that question, I'm going to talk a little bit about the orange. As you can see,
Yes, please.
I am peeling the orange, and I am purposely leaving this white part of the orange on because, my goodness, there's goodness in there. And a lot of people may not know that, but you do not want to remove the white.
I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome. That's why they call me the juiceologist.
That's right. That is. Oh, can you talk a little bit about? Oh, wait. We actually have.
I'm supposed to be answering another question.
Hold on.
Super
Wait.
Producer K.
Hold on, Danie. We actually have a question in the chat. If you're ready.
I'm ready.
Are there any specific juicers that I should invest in when I start to juice? any that I should stay away from?
Great question. I think I spoke a little bit about there is centrifugal juicers. Those are the juicers that we commonly see in most households.
Okay.
And what I'm going to say is that any juice is better than pop if you're in the Midwest, soda if you're in other parts, and all of those other, let's say, energy workout juices. This juice is obviously going to be better than the juice that you're going to buy at the grocery store, even if it's natural juice. And the reason that it's going to be better is because that juice has been pasteurized, which means it has gone through a process which involves heat, which means it is killing the liveliness. It's no longer raw.
Okay.
Its state has been altered. And so any natural juice is going to be better than the sugar-filled juice or the pasteurized juice. And so I would say starting at home, depending on what your budget is, if your budget allows, then something like this would be a great juicer. Any line of the omegas. If your budget does not allow, if your budget does not allow and you've got to go for like a centrifugal juicer, you can get something as simple as like a Hamilton Beach.
Okay.
But, if your budget does allow, try to get a masticating juicer.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a question from, I'm going to slaughter this name. That was a question from Amber Alacy.
Hi, Amber.
Danie says hi. Thank you, Amber, for the question.
Thanks for watching, Amber. I'm super excited.
And Amber said, I'm sorry. Here's one more question, which I have already kind of answered. But if you want to go ahead and tell everyone, where can they purchase your juice? Oh,
okay. So our website where you can make purchases is www.daniesdetoxdrinks.com. And I'll spell that out for you. DaniesDetoxDrinks.com. Yes. And you can click the hamburger at the top, those 3 lines, and you can actually look at the juice menu by looking at juice menu. And when you're ready to place your order, you're going to go to shop, and then you can kind of click what you want, add it into your basket. In future podcasts, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit now, one of the area of specialty that I believe in, there are 2. The first one is cleanses. And so is this for Amber?
This is for Amber.
And so Amber, my recommendation would be that you do a cleanse. You can go through the website and get a lot of information about the cleanse. We've got 1-day cleanses. We've got cleanses where you're going to combine juices with food if you're one of those people who just can't imagine not eating for 3 days. And then we've got a 3-day cleanse. My suggestion is to remember that mindset matters and go for the gusto and do that 3-day cleanse. Followed by that, I have a protocol that we're rolling out. It's a subscription model because, again, there's nothing greater than the power of daily juice.
So I just want to speak to my brief experience with cleanses. I did a 1-day cleanse not long ago.
How long ago?
Maybe about a week. Okay. Yeah, maybe about a week ago. All the juices were delicious.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say I like to keep the peel on my lemon.
Okay.
So you can, there's no contra and there's nothing wrong with doing that. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm putting half a lemon in here.
Okay. And just to continue kind of my thought, my experience was good. I enjoyed the 6 juices that I had. I had a lot of release, is what Danie calls it, from that juicing, and the next day my skin looked amazing.
It really did.
It literally did. That. So, but let me say, I messed up, and basically had like a bunch of fried food the next day.
And a steak.
And my skin was basically right back to where it was.
And so when you do a cleanse with Danie, we go through a consultation, and I will provide you with the proper ways to enter into your cleanse. You know, again, I have a program or a protocol. And so when you purchase a juice cleanse with me, we'll have a consultation. You can schedule that on the website. I also have like a PDF that I'll send you, because there's a preparation phase. Mindset matters. You know, we're just not going to jump into this, and we're not going to jump out of it. Going into your cleanse and leaving your cleanse in the wrong way, really, the wrong means it's not the right way. And so, you know, you don't get the full benefits. And so let me use my experience, my education, my knowledge, my certification, and help you get the most out of your cleanse. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to do a thumb size of turmeric and ginger, and we're going to add our sage leaves.
All right.
I think you asked a question of me,
I did.
Super Producer K, that I didn't get to respond to.
I did. My question was, how do you use juice in your spiritual life?
Oh, so again, for me, juicing is spiritual, just because of what it does for my not just my physical, but also my emotional. But for me, I have a daily practice which includes prayer and meditation. And so I wake up in the morning. Most of us go to the bathroom and have an initial release. And so my day kind of starts out with those two, going to the bathroom, washing my face, brushing my teeth. And I immediately go down and I prepare myself a juice.
Okay.
So I have juice first thing in the morning. I may have some water, but I don't have anything before I have my juice. And what that does for me on a spiritual sense is it allows me, because all of this comes from the earth. This is our God-given nutrition.
Yes.
Grown by the sun. And so, there's no equal. And so for me, I have my juice. I usually have 16 to 24 ounces every morning. And from there, I go directly into my meditation, and then I follow it with a stretch. I recently was in an automobile accident, and so I've got a lot of, soreness going on. And so the healing properties in this juice that we're making has properties that help repair tissue. And so, that's another reason why it's just like really important that, I start my day with a delicious and nutritious juice that I make. And then I go into my prayer and meditation, and then I go into my stretching. And then I feel like I am ready to conquer the world. And, there are times in the day where I'm no longer ready to conquer the world, and I'll grab a juice and I'll sit still, I'll look outside, I'll meditate. I might even call a girlfriend and complain. But at the end of the day, juicing is something that I do when I wake up in the morning, and it's something that I do before I go to bed.
I love it.
I have a juice, the whole concept of breakfast. The word itself means that we are breaking fast. And so for me, I'd like to enter my fast with something that's going to help detox or remove the toxins, the things that are poisoning my body, that's going to help my digestive tract, right? So when I wake up, I'm having a good, strong, healthy elimination. And I like to end my day that way. And going back to the breaking the fast, I've learned the value of breaking my fast with powerful nutrition instead of breaking my fast with pancakes, which I love.
Yeah, me too.
Which I love. However, I love me as well. And so I've shifted my mindset, because that's what matters in order for me to do what's going to give me optimal health. So we're going to go ahead and add our sage, our turmeric, and our ginger.
Okay. We have a couple people on the chat that I think you should probably give a shout out to.
Shout out to, who are you?
We got Tori Prince.
Tori Prince. Hey, Tori. Tori, if she accepts, and I'm hoping that she does, will be our guest.
Yes.
Our very first guest on the next Mindset Matters.
Yes.
Tori Prince is an esthetician, but I think just to call her an esthetician would be like limiting what she does.
Absolutely.
Because she does so much more. And in line with health and wellness, I'm talking about this girl. This woman has products like waxes where she is using anti-inflammatory and antioxidant products that she's created.
Yes.
So that you don't experience the swelling that you have. You know, I saw that, Tori, that turmeric Brazilian wax, bikini wax, whatever, underarm wax, face wax, whatever, with the turmeric. I was like, yes, in alignment, you know, with what is good for us. So shout out, and Tori, this is your official invitation to be the first guest next month on Mindset Matters and More with Danie, the Juiceologist.
There we go. There we go. The next is, I'm going to kill this, Exodus Romel.
Hi, Exodus Romel.
All right. And we also have Gwen Hill, who says, hi, Danie. My husband and I did a 3-day cleanse, and I tell you, we experienced the release. But just for us, it was the bloatedness is gone. Awesome.
Yay, Gwen. Good stuff. Good. I'm waiting for that review, Gwen. I text you back. Yes.
And we also have Attracting Your Life, Maisha.
Hi, Maisha.
Thank you for tuning in.
Maisha, the universe is going to put us together when it's time.
Absolutely. And so I think and Portia. We got Portia on the chat as well. And she loves pancakes, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you know, hey.
What pancakes, right? What can you
I
say?
love pancakes.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to let you see a little bit of the pulp that was collected, not, you know, necessarily a whole lot.
All right, let me grab the GoPro.
But you do want to have your strainer. And we've got a glass here. Are we right here? Yeah. I'm just going to move this over here. And we'll shift this here. And put it right in here.
And Tori says Miss Gwen is making her want to do a cleanse. Come on, Tori.
Do it, Tori.
Come on through, Tori.
All right, and so here we go. Can you guys see that goodness?
Yes, we can see it.
I'm going to get another. So this made about 16 ounces.
So 16 ounces of juice. And approximately how much produce do you think you put in there to get that 16 ounces of juice?
Not a lot. We use like 3 ribs of celery. In the end, I used 2.5 apples. We used 1 full orange, half of a lemon, thumb size, ginger, turmeric, and then, like I said, I had like 3 sage leaves.
Okay.
And so we're going to let Super Producer K have a little bit of this juice too.
Without being on camera, thanks.
All right, but you guys will be able to hear her. You don't want to be on camera? Let's hear her response.
It's good, y'all.
It's good, y'all. Let's see. It's really good.
It's really, really good.
It's really good. So again, I'll save you some of this. That was a little lemony because I like the lemon. Again, I told you how it impacts me physically, but also emotionally. So I like the smell of it. So it's got a nice, sweet, a little sour,
yes,
and also a little strong from the sage and the turmeric.
But it's in a good way, though. It's delicious.
Yeah,
it's delicious. It's delicious.
They're all delicious. I'm grateful that I feel that I've been gifted the ability to create some delicious blends. And this is another reason I'm passionate about juiciness, because it's something that makes me feel good about myself. I come from a family where like everybody can cook. And I just never felt like cooking was my gift. But I'll tell you what is.
What is it?
This is.
Juicing, absolutely.
This is. I make some really delicious, nutritious blends. And so if we don't have any other questions.
I have one more question, and we'll end with this question. What do you want viewers to get out of this live or this video podcast, if you will?
Well, a couple of things. I would like our viewers to, if you've not been introduced to juicing, open your mind up to it. I really just hope that I share some information about how it changed my life, how it just had a positive impact for me. And so I just hope that that came through, that was expressed, and that, there's nothing that can happen for me that can't happen for you. And so I hope that, it's been expressed that through shifting your mindset, that you can create a healthier you from the inside out, again, physically, mentally, spiritually, and how Juicy can be a part of that for you. The other thing that I hope viewers do is check out our website, which is www.daniesdetoxdrinks.com, and that you allow me to be a part of your health, wellness, and fitness journey. It's something that I'm passionate about, and I'm pretty good at, and I can help you, create the things that you desire.
Well, Danie,
Yeah.
I think that's the end.
All right, so we make our juices here with love for your health and wellness. And again, come back and join us. Next month, we're going to have, if Tori accepts our invitation.
No, we making Tori come on the show. Ain't nobody thinking about her.
Okay, and so then we'll have a live guest, and we'll also make another juice. So thank you for watching and participating in the very first Mindset Matters and More with Danie, the Juiceologist. Have a wonderful day.
All right, we appreciate y'all.
Blessing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do I have to share this juice?